this challenge review, we're going to go ahead and look at how we would hide our mouse cursor, and then when we hit the escape key, how do we unhide the mouse cursor? Now, in order to do this, the only thing we really need to know is what is the process of actually hiding the cursor in Unity. So when you don't understand something or know how to do something, all we have to do is head over to Google and type in how to hide the mouse cursor in Unity. Let's go ahead and see what some results are. You'll see here that the Unity Scripting API has a cursor.visible, determines whether the hardware pointer is visible or not. Set this to true to reveal the cursor. Set it to false to hide the cursor. Note that in cursor lock mode.locked mode, the cursor is invisible regardless of the value of this property. So let's go ahead and check this out. So here we go, we have cursor.visible, and all we have to do to use this is actually just type cursor.visible equals false. Set cursor to not be visible. Now, it is important to note that in cursor mode locked, the cursor is invisible regardless of the value of this property. Now, I'm curious to know if hiding the cursor means that there's no interactions with the cursor. For instance, we might be able to hide our cursor but still fire a weapon. We actually want to make it to where our mouse clicks in-game have no effect at all. So we might want to actually do cursor mode locked. So lock the mouse cursor. I'm just going to type in Unity. And let's just check it out. Cursor.lockState. All right, so here we go. So we have a wanted mode. We have cursor.lockState equals the wanted mode. Cursor.visible. And let's see here. We have lock cursor to the center of the game window. Okay, we do want to do this because if our cursor was not locked, basically our cursor is invisible, yet your clicks are still registering. So I want to lock your cursor to the center of the game window so that it aligns with our line of sight, our crosshair. So let's hop back into Unity and let's go ahead and open up our player. And in here, what we're going to want to do is we are going to say hide mouse cursor. We're going to say cursor dot visible equals false. And then we're going to also say cursor dot lock state equals, you'll see here in our drop down list, we should have something that says lock mode. Cursor lock mode dot locked. And how did I know to write cursor lock mode dot locked? You'll see here if I retype this again, we'd say cursor dot lock mode or lock state, and it's a cursor lock mode. It's a type of cursor lock mode, so it determines whether the hardware pointer is locked to the center of the view. And you can get and set it. So I say cursor dot lock state equals cursor lock mode dot, and then I can choose if I want no lock state, locked, or confined. I'm going to say locked. Now if we save this and run this, my cursor will be locked to the center and the mouse will be invisible. I'll have a hard time closing the Unity editor though. So I want to make sure I add my logic for unhiding the mouse cursor. So here we have our pseudocode. Let's just fill it in. We have an if statement, and then what we need to do is we need to check for a key press of our escape key using a key code. So once we've hit the escape key, we need to now unhide the cursor. So we say cursor.visible equals true, and then we need to unlock it. So cursor.lockState equals cursor mode. Cursor lock mode dot none. Let's go ahead and save this. Head back into Unity. Run your game once it's compiled. And you'll notice that we now have no mouse cursor and we can freely look around just fine. So here we are, and if I hit the escape key, my mouse cursor comes back. So it just prevents the distraction of having your mouse on the screen. Okay, in the next upcoming video, we're going to go ahead and check out raycasting and how we can actually shoot through the main camera. I'll see you then.